he's a workhorse as part of it. He's just one of those kids that's got a motor all the time, and he just doesn't take a day off. Besides the hard work part, he's super competitive, which is what I love. That's, you know, that's how I am, that's how our whole coaching staff is, and most of our team.
His older brother Dylan started when he was about 5, 6 years old, so that would leave Max at 3.
He kind of started out slower. He would come home and say the ice is too slippery.
I hated it when I was younger, thought it was way too cold, so I quit.
So then he'd come back, watch his brother for a while, skate a couple days, then wouldn't.
I wanted to be like my older brother again, and I came back and I fell in love with it ever since.
One of the things I loved about watching Max, even as a youngster, is, you know, his brother played with a lot of grit, and we called him the grinder. You know, he would just speed and had so much strength and speed with him. But Max has always had vision, and he could see things, and he always wanted to look for the open guy or really be that connector.
My freshman year, I got pulled up to varsity. My brother was the captain of the team, so I knew he'd help me out. He had 40 assists on the season, and I'm pretty sure every single goal I scored, he assisted. His last year, in my first year of varsity, we got to play together, and it was an unbelievable experience. My freshman and sophomore year, Kyle Davis was really helpful and was always supportive of me. You know, as being a freshman coming up, you know, he was always really supportive of that. My junior year, we got brand new coaching staff of Scott Woods, and he's helped tremendously.
Well, last year we had a really good year. It was their first winning season in close to 10 years. You know, a kid like Max is a big part of it. Somebody who puts in the extra time, works hard.
I've had some great line mates throughout my career, and Colby and Leighton this year get me the puck, and I guess, you know, it's not so much as me being the one that's scoring as our line, you know, producing, because those two have helped out tremendously, and I couldn't ask for a better line.
It's good to see that he gives credit where it's due with the guys around him and how hard they work, and whether it's those two guys on his line or using the defenseman up top to try and get all 5 guys involved, and a lot of times that's where he finds a way to get goals. You know, he's very vocal. I've got him, you got him, take the middle. He's so good about that he gets it on his stick a lot of times. The younger guys, the older guys, I don't care who it is, they hear his voice, they're so used to it that they look up for a split second and send it to him, and that's where he gets a lot of his goals. He finds open ice, and once he turns on the jets, he's pretty hard to catch.
Always trying to get the goalie to move, not trying to wait for the perfect play, just getting good chances when you can get them.
I don't know if he thought this logically or if it was just kind of how he evolved as a person, but was to be a leader.
The leadership thing, I think it's not just on the ice, it's off the ice. Like, he'll come up here with some of the mites at times, some of the kids will know who he is, and instead of shrugging that off, he'll come up and skate with them, and he's far from arrogant. He's just not that kind of kid. He just takes it all in stride. He wants to be part of it. He wants to give back. Compliments his teammates before he takes credit for goals. And
it's a mental game. You know, you always got to be prepared and be ready and think about situations on the ice before you actually go out there, you know. So when you get on the ice, it's like you've almost already gone through it.
The best teams I've coached have a lot of 3-sport athletes.
I've done it ever since I was young, and I love it. I mean, we have a really good baseball program with an amazing coach. Football, I wasn't the best at football, you know, I'm fast, but it helped me understand what it's like to not be able to do something. That's the same way with hockey. It helps you look at the whole aspect and playing different roles. My role in football wasn't always to be the guy scoring all the touchdowns. It was, you know, to do some other stuff. So it's just learning all the roles in sports.
He really, I think, accomplished figuring out what gifts he had and what he could bring to the table. So the stats are there. I think what's kind of cool is I think he's 3rd right now in the Wadena all-time scoring, and that's one of his biggest accomplishments right now.
I think the best thing for me as a dad, looking at Max and looking at Dylan, I thought the other day that I have been announcing that one of my 2 boys play hockey for 16 years. And I'm gonna miss it, because I don't think it would be the same if I'm not calling Phillips every now and again.
Very fun kid to have. We'll certainly miss him next year, and kind of wish he could just flunk out so we could keep him one more year, but I don't think that's gonna work.
He's always had a drive to, like, what's next, what's next, what's next.
He's getting some recognition this year. He's getting some looks from junior teams, and kids see that and they know they want to do the same thing to be part of it.
I've been talking to some junior teams for next year, and I've got some camps and stuff I'll be attending after this season is over?
He debated a little bit a while back if juniors would have been good in high school, but always wanted to stay connected with his friends and his team. And so being able to take that on and see where it can lead, I think would be amazing for him. I think he's earned that.
I think the way he works and as coachable as he is, sky's the limit for him.